Marc, I understand that while you were here, did you realize that you had family members here, or did you know it beforehand?
So my family left 1917. They left Russia from the pogrom, from when they were exiling Jews and killing Jews in 1917. And I knew there was family members, but I didn't realize when I looked at my last name, which is not a common last name.
No, it's not.
About a half a page.
Half a page of Zislin.
Half a page. Latvia, Poland, Russia, the town of Russia where they were from. When he was discussing where they put them on these gas chambers, like these rolling gas chambers, that was the town that they were from. They were from. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So here we stand in Auschwitz in a New Jersey State Police Trooper uniform.
It's very
as an American Jewish New Jersey State Trooper, and we're in Poland, and your family was here. What's the feeling? Your family was here. Members of your family executed here, and here you are. You are a walking, talking testament.
I think every Jewish person
of freedom
has a piece of them here. I think every Jewish person has a piece of them in the Holocaust still in their soul. So being here is just understanding that whole piece.
So is it, and I hate to, because I understand, I'm also being an American Jewish police officer myself, it's kind of unique in many ways because we represent vulnerable communities, the Jewish community, but the policing community has become remarkably vulnerable and in many ways finds themselves persecuted because of who they are and the uniform that they wear.
I mean, you've mentioned in past conversations about, during Ferguson, Floyd, which was unfortunate, but the after effect of that, and then the hate for police and defunding movement, and it's just, I know, I wish, we're human beings. And it hurt, not only did it hurt me being Jewish, it hurt me being a police officer too. And it's very difficult. This is tough. This being here and all the movements and the anti-Semitism and AIDS, it's extremely tough for all of us. Especially, my wife, we have conversations about this all the time. It's very tough doing this. It's very tough doing the job and being Jewish, being first a Jewish faith and being a state trooper. It's not easy. It's not easy every day.
And on the other hand, because I'm going to change my hat here, as a former Jewish American police officer, although you're never former, I completely understand what you're saying. And for me, it's so important that police retain their dignity, their integrity, their neutrality, because in societies where the police become a part of a tyrannical state, we didn't do so well.
No.
And here we are. I'm not in uniform anymore, but I did at one time. It wouldn't fit, and here we are. Here we are 70 years later, 2 Jewish cops in Auschwitz reflecting, but at the same time looking forward, because in many societies, you and I wouldn't have even had the right to wear this uniform.
No.
We wouldn't have even been able to wear this uniform.
No, we wouldn't have.
Question is, where do we go from here?
Education, right? You said continue to educate. And now we were speaking with a woman briefly from New Jersey. She said, there's not many Holocaust survivors left. And what happens when they pass? How people are going to hear the stories about what went on? So continued education, coming here, trips. And Poland does a wonderful thing by keeping this alive, keeping the history alive, and so you can come and see this.
I think it's also extremely important is the fact that the uniforms that you wear, that there's a human being behind every uniform.
Tell me why you're here and what you think officers can learn from being on a trip like this.
Thank you. We had a delegation here last year for the first time, and we read a proclamation at this event and promised to bring our younger troopers and officers back to teach about the Holocaust. And when when the voice of the voiceless don't do that and don't step up and do the right thing. So, and then October 7th happened. Both Detective Malik and Sergeant First Class Zislin here said, why don't we bring Muslim troopers and Jewish troopers together in the room in the wake of this, understanding we may have differences of opinions, but when we put this on, that we're serving those most vulnerable amongst us. So to have Muslim troopers, Jewish troopers, to be representing our state and certainly our country, hopefully it was a march of solidarity for us today, and just completely honored and humbled to do it.
And what were the feelings that you had walking around Auschwitz and going through the barracks and now coming on this march?
Words are very hard to describe. It's so tragic what occurred, and to walk through the same places and have our feet walk over the places where things happened so many years ago. I think the most important thing here is to recall that we'll never forget. And we actually all wrote "We will never forget" on one sign, and all the troopers signed it. Because genuinely, truly, even after it happened, look at how many people from around the world are here today in solidarity to show support for what happened.
And as a Jewish state trooper, obviously New Jersey is one of the largest Jewish communities in the United States, also a large Muslim community. People live together. Tell me, what's your takeaway here from the March of the Living?
Well, to see everyone here supporting, especially everything's going on right now, the show of support, the remembrance, the not forgetting, being with my fellow troopers is extremely important. The takeaway is extremely humbling, and it's something that I'm going to have to think more about over the next few days about how this affected me. And then you asked in the beginning what we're going to do to come back. We're going to work together, continue to work together hand in hand within our communities, and go and build more relationships within the communities.
And tell me how important is law enforcement at this time? We're seeing rising crime all over the United States. It's not easy to be a police officer, I think, maybe harder now than ever. Tell me how you maintain resolve and what you're doing to make it good to be a police officer, to maintain law and order in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think we've taken, for the state police, it's been over 103 years of service. That role that we serve in society. People call 911 because they're having a bad day and they want us to bring calm to chaos and resolution to their conflict at every scale, from the worst imaginable to the smashed mailbox. But when somebody shows up in this uniform, I trust that the women and men that show up are compassionate and will treat all of those people that we serve with a dignity and a respect which we didn't obviously see back in the 40s here.